Hello everybody, I'm Melvin and I'm going to explain you the 6 theories about the language acquisition. These are innate hypothesis, imitation theory, reinforcement theory, social interaction theory, active construction of grammar theory, and connection theory. The innate hypothesis tells us that babies are born with the knowledge that language has parents and with the ability to seek out and identify those patterns. And it tells us too that humans are genetically predisposed to acquiring. The imitation theory tells us that children learn language by listening to the speech around them and reproducing what they hear. It it says that they acquire language by imitation or listening what their friends say or adults or another people. This theory tells us that children is obligated to learn all words or meanings to understand when the people is talking, and it is the most difficult part of this theory because they have to learn all what they listen. The reinforcement theory tells us that children learn to speak like adults because they are rewarded when they are using the right form and they are constantly correcting when they use grown forms. The social interaction theory tells us that children learn to speak another language because they are in constantly communication with other kids or adults, teenagers, and this can help them to speak. The problem with the social interaction theory is that the kid can learn a bad behavior from their friends or another problem. But the thing is that is one of the most theory that help us to understand how children learn. The active construction of grammar theory could be when we are studying a language and we create our own rules, but with the time when the teacher explains us and they correct our grounds, we learn more. Children have to analyze and determine all the allomorph about past tense because they have to learn to pronounce very well and they have to create rules in their brain, but they have to relate it with the real context about the language for can speak it very well. The connectionist theory tells us that children learn language by creating neural connections in the brain, and that the children develop rules and also make use of statistical data in their brain for can understand the language that they are. This theory tells us that the children have to relate objects around them to understand words that they listen and so produce it thinking in the real meaning of that word and so they will understand very well the language. The imitation theory tells us that children learn only by imitation and it is said that they have to imitate all what they listen around them. We have to remember that reinforcement theory tells us that children learn if they are rewarded with anything and they make good. We have to remember that the connectionist theory tells us that children develop rules and also make use of a statistical data.
Created using Powtoon.